that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
All right, here we
All right,
are.
guys. Well, I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes.
All right.
All right, sick. And right now we got for you a special break time presentation from SgtTaco, and I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself and the Discord, and you could take it away, SgtTaco.
Okay. Just make sure you don't deafen. But hello,
Of
everyone.
course.
Um, so providing, I guess, mid-break entertainment or whatever. So yeah, basically just playing through on drawing tablet. It's a thing that apparently happens and so on. But no, I want to thank Negatron for letting me do this alongside, basically providing, I guess, some sort of entertainment or whatever. Even, I'm sort of losing it, let's just say, for 20 hours at this point, but we're good. We're fine. Shadow, thank you. I think there's audio coming through. Shadow, thank you. I think there's audio. Yeah, audio should be coming through.
Is this live?
Yeah, this is live.
Oh
Like-
my god! It's incredible. It was so smooth and goes so quick. I thought it was a video.
No.
That's really awesome.
Like here, I can put a random object on my tablet. So yeah.
No. I believe you.
No. It's funny because I have a person that's like, oh, it's pre-recorded, da, and then he has me prove that it's not, and he's like, I'll be back next week.
I'll catch you slipping one of these days.
Yep.
Well, please go on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I don't know what to... Like I said, I am very much lost for what to talk about other than explaining what other people are doing. But now I have to like think and be like, oh, how do my hands work? Like right now. Do I have two-handing? Ah, I do. Smart.
What kind of tablet is that, and how did you figure out that you could play Dark Souls on a tablet?
So it's a Wacom Intuos tablet. It's meant for, so a beginner tablet's like a bamboo or something from Amazon, which costs like $40 or so, $40
Okay.
or so. This is sort of like the step up from that, where you're trying to learn how to like do animations and so on. So that's what I intended to do. So I was explaining to my wife, and she's like, "Oh, well, what would you need for that?" And so I linked her this, and then this showed up, and I'm like, oh, "Amazing!" So I did some drawing, some like learning how to do digital art, animations, and so on. Then started streaming on Twitch, and as a joke, so oops. As a joke, I streamed Dark Souls pretty much the entire time because this is my favorite game of all time. And as a joke, at 100 followers, it's like, oh, I'll beat it with a pen. Have you had any practice using it to play this game at all? I am the world first person to play this game with a drawing, or beat this game with a drawing tablet, to beat every Dark Souls game with a drawing tablet, and the world record holder for beating all the Souls games with the most controllers. So,
Straight up celebrity among us.
kind of.
And you guys thought that we didn't pull every possible resource to make this amazing.
No. But no, I don't just play Dark Souls with this. I play actual competitive games like shooters and games like Dead by Daylight with a drawing tablet.
That's insane.
So...
How do you set up hotkeys for that? Like, the bamboos don't have a whole lot of options on them.
Yeah, so this has 4 buttons across the top and 2 buttons on the pen.
Okay.
I essentially have to play the game with only, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then tapping at 7. So finding a way to translate a controller down to 7 buttons is interesting. Luckily, I can use it like a mouse, so the camera works fine. So I can move forwards. I can't move left, right, or anything. Only forwards. I can dodge, like these two combined. I can interact with stuff, so like if I go to the door, interact with it. Ba, ba, ba. I can attack, and I can block, which it's a parry if I'm one-handing. And then if I combine, so that button, control at the top with interact, it'll drink. And if I can combine it with one of the buttons on my pen, I can two-hand and one-hand the weapon. So that's all that I have to be able to beat the game with. I have no fancy... I'm not allowed to use buffs. Oh wait, maybe? Ah, I can probably find a way to get it so I can use buffs and so on. But, yeah.
That's insane. And honestly, like, the biggest problem I run into when I'm learning a new game is the controls.
Mm.
And then you're taking it a step further and learning how to essentially use anything as a controller to, I would forget. Like, I still suffer from having to look down at my controller every now and then.
So it's a case of, at the start, it was very much like looking down, making sure, hey, are my hands actually doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
But I assume, so if I were to go the artist route, which is, again, what I got it for, you would probably have, let's say, 1,000 hours of drawing if you were practicing every day for a year or so. Instead, I have over 1,000 hours of playing games with it, so I know where my hands are.
It's incredible.
And then for stuff like this, I just use the mouse, rather than fiddling around with the buttons, just because it's faster.
Yeah, much better.
Mm.
This is absolutely insane to watch.
And what I'm doing for you guys, or for the people watching and so on, is every break that we have, I have something different to show you. So it's not just gonna be, here's a drawing tablet for the whole time. It's, stuff that I made just to be like, hey, here's something cool for 30 minutes while everyone else takes a little break, and it's just something new to look at. So yeah. My way of giving back, saying thanks, and wanting to get the charity for, or wanting to provide for the charity Holiday Heroes, which now, after talking with Mike, I believe I'm going to be in more discussions with him.
Please, honestly, like,
and so that's been the thing with mine. So I have zero business background. All I have really is software engineering and robotics. So that whole side, like, when I started doing this, it's very much, I don't know what I'm doing other than how to make this. Someone please help direct, like, what direction do I even go in this to approach people?
Absolutely. And I mean, I have been told by my parents since I was born that I could sell water to an Eskimo. That's really all I've got. I can talk, but I can't do any of, like, the technical stuff. And what I've found is just putting myself out there for last year was, you know, we got this faceless charity of the Jordan Porco Foundation. That, you know, they're just they're a conglomerate, but they're a smaller conglomerate. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna message them just to see. And we got a representative, like, I think, like, within the week. I got an email back, and they were super
it was super fast.
Yeah, like, and it threw me for a loop too. So I kind of approached the same way. It's like, hey, we got somebody who is with 3 staff members doing this amazing thing with Holiday Heroes, and I just think, combine that shit, do it. Mike, hey, this is SgtTaco. SgtTaco, Mike, hey, do the thing.
Yeah, just magical. Because I have various parts I like fiddle around with and so on, and I have the 3D printer. So what I'm able to print now are, so I didn't make the design, someone else did, and they made it not freeware, but they gave the blueprint out for free,
Yeah.
or the file, so
Oh, so it's
anyone's
like
able
going
to
to
print it.
Thingiverse and
Yeah,
downloading.
yeah. So what I'm talking about is turning the controller into a way to play it with one hand. So it's sort of this thing that clips onto it, and let's say you're left-handed, it has paddles that allow you to press all the buttons on the right-hand side only with your left hand.
Right.
Oh, that's
So
a
like if I
really
were to
cool
hold this,
adapter for accessibility.
Yeah.
yeah. So it has like a design thing where it grabs on like this, and then it has paddles which like can tap all the buttons on the side, and you just hold it like this and play. So it's a cool thing, and stuff like that is what like really gets me going and so on. As far
Oh, yeah.
and I like solving puzzles or finding new challenges and stuff, and I don't know, combining like just all the experience, I guess. So okay, it's probably a bad marketing strategy, but it's like, okay, I can play Dark Souls and I can do robotics. If I combine the two, maybe someone who actually knows business will randomly find me.
No.
Terrible idea, don't do that.
Honestly, just get yourself somebody who can grease a palm with a silver tongue, a lashing of a tongue, and just send them out into the world and say, "Hey, I have an idea." That's all entrepreneurs do. That's literally all they do, or image consultants. You know what I mean? Like that's literally what they do.
Oh, and
Go ahead.
this was made for me because I was doing the like controller stuff. So, well, a friend now, basically was like, "Hey, do you have like any symbol or something to just represent yourself while you're doing these things?" And then this happened, and it's like, "Oh, I'm basically in my favorite game."
That's super cool.
As I get beaten up. Oh wait, I'm heavy.
Oh, the thing that's on your shield.
Mm,
I'm watching the stream.
oh yeah, it's my very first Twitch symbol. I probably don't need these. Branding. Yeah.
That's dope. So cool.
This might be bad.
Oh my God. See a freaking parry. So incredible, dude. So cool. Like understanding that like how the parry windows work, and I don't get it right half the time. You know what I mean? And to be able to do this with a pad is insane.
I want the backstab, but he doesn't want to give me it. So, well, I'll just kill him. Or I'm gonna screw it up now because I said that. Yep, okay. If you play Darkest Dungeon, overconfidence is a cruel and insidious killer.
Absolutely, same with Dark Souls. Because you know, Dark Souls will suffer from. I'm tired of being bullied.
Yep.
And it's over. If Dark Souls wants to kill you, it will.
I didn't want this. Okay.
God, this is absolutely incredible.
It's a dumb question. How did you find out you were the first one to use a tablet? Like, is that information hard to find?
Google searching, and no one found it, so I posted it on Reddit, and then people were like, "This is a world first," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
all right. Reddit coming
enough.
in clutch.
So the only person, there's two other people who've attempted it, and they only did it as a like proof of concept, where they're like, "Hey, I got my thing working in the game, but I can't get far in it, but it's cool though."
Look at this thing I've done that's kind of cool. You want to see? Check it out.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like,
And then
winds under you. So
And then
what? Go ahead, please.
No. All I was gonna say was like, and then I came in and it's like, oh, I found the secret sauce. Because the other thing behind it is because I have the software background, I'm able to make these buttons do everything that I need them to do.
Right.
Versus going into, because the software does let you change hotkeys and stuff,
Yeah.
but you need some extra stuff to get it to actually work with video games and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, you need it definitely needs some coding background. But so what I was gonna ask was you don't have to tell us, but can you tease the other projects that you've made?
Okay.
Because I know of one of the ones that you have beaten the game with, and I don't know if you're bringing that one to the table.
So there's
in this entire time.
Wait, which one?
Uh,
What letter does it start with? Oh, no. The spaghetti one. So a lot with my controllers, because the software is made to be used to like give out to people to be like, hey, you can make a controller with this. The controllers are, or what I use for entertain. So what I present to people on stream is heavily filtered by my wife. Because I wanted to have like live wires and fire and a lot of other stuff, and she said no, we don't want to burn the house down, and we don't want the insurance company to look at your Twitch and find something. So having spaghetti on my hands and then walking around the house touching stuff is probably going to cause issues.
I mean, there's very successful channels that do that in a quote unquote safe. You know, there's Michael Reeves. He's safe, and yet it looks dangerous as hell. There's that one guy with the unibrow that's always shocking.
Yeah, so no, he's actually the reason why I'm doing that, or why I thought of doing it that way. So, okay, here's the issue.
Yeah.
He's an electrical engineer, and I believe he has a doctorate or something.
Yeah.
He understands why electricity like does things, and he's able to make a joke out of it, like, oh, he blew something up, but it was on purpose.
Yeah. But he tells it in such a way that it seems like he's just blowing himself up. Like, I know he's doing it safely, because he's still doing it.
Yes. So, now compare that to me. I only know software. I'm the person who... So, my mic had a grounding issue. What that means is it had, like, a little buzzing sound. My bright idea was, okay, I'm gonna ground it. So I got some copper wire, wrapped it around the mic, and then plugged that into my wall socket.
Oh no.
And then I played Silent Hill 3. It ended up arcing in the middle of a Silent Hill boss fight. It shut down all the lights in my entire house and blew up my monitor and ended my stream. I thought it was part of the game, and I'm like, hello? Game? and then so I'm sitting in a completely dark room at like 1 in the morning, and I just smell smoke. And then my wife is like, what the hell did you do? And I'm like, what? And then she gets her phone light out because all the lights are out completely. She points it, and the monitor is just broken. And it's like, oh, this is a thing.
Do not try this at home.
Yeah, so I learned, do not put wires into the ground part of the outlet. Even though it says ground, it could arc and blow up your stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like I'm glad you're safe.
My condolences for your monitor.
Absolutely.
Please don't ever do that again.
Yep.
Rip monitor. I see this as an absolute win. Everything.
So my wife got me a monitor. She supports me. I love her. The very next day, I take the wire, I wrap it around the mic again, and I get the PC case cover, which is all metal, and I put that on the floor and I stand on it to ground. So I've grounded the mic to myself. Yeah.
As you
That's-
should.
So it's completely safe this time because it's not involving the wall electric sockets or anything. So
Right.
like, it's fine.
Fine.
So I streamed like that for a while.
See, and I was sitting here talking mad shit on the fact that I've been a direct streamer, because my laptop would probably overheat and melt through my PS4. So I was never gonna do that. And then Mirage and all of the wonderful people of my D&D group banded together without my knowledge, mind you, and got me a Acer laptop that supports streaming, and then a capture card from an old friend of mine.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, we all have our struggles that are surmounted by people around us.
Yeah.
You got your wife, and I got amazing friends.
No, so that's actually so Twitch is a thing, right? You meet people and
Yeah.
so on. At the very beginning, oop, what was that?
I was just saying I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, welcome
welcome
back. So at the very beginning, it was a case of like, oh, I'm gonna try and do this all by myself. Terrible idea. If you start streaming, don't do that.
Yeah.
Twitch, you really need to make connections, meet people, hang out in other people's streams, support them so they come out and support you. Like, that's the only way to make it, unless you're literally dumping thousands of dollars into ads. There's no guarantee you'll even make it that way.
There is the other way too, where you go out of your way to post on other sites and get big, but you're still networking on other sites and hoping that trickle down happens to your circle.
But no, the reason I bring that up is it's crazy how things have changed from, let's say, the first 2 months of streaming, where it's like, oh, I can try and do this myself, to finding that first friend group. Which sadly, that first friend group, because it was based on like COVID times, because COVID's over, everyone's back to work, none of them stream anymore, so it's like, aw, they're all gone. But then meeting like Negatron, and then through him meeting you guys, and then doing this is, I wouldn't have imagined this is where I'd be like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Which
Definitely
is crazy.
I'm sure I speak for everyone on the call when I say that you are a wonderful addition to the band of misfits that we happen to be.
I like that.
Well, I can't say that we're all perfect, because don't want to lie. How many people?
You?
Over multiple shows?
Right.
No, you, Rob.
I know, honestly, when I started, I was like, no one's gonna watch me. Like, it's weird to think of.
It's strange how things happen. And, I never thought I would hit a spot, because I did come at it with the same idea of just being by myself. Because I'm kind of a homebody, and it takes a lot of convincing to get me out of my shell. I'm more of a reactive speaker when it comes to like making friends.
And then you ended up with people like me who won't leave you the hell alone.
I would not trade you for the world, Mirage. I would not trade you for the world.
You're sweet.
No. I have plans
I see how it is.
I have
I'm gonna
plans.
kill off my Dragonborn. That's where this is going.
Abso-heckin-lutely. Mirage is a part of my D&D group, and
But the funnier part of that is I met Gally on Twitch and got invited to his D&D table and have integrated myself into like 5 of his games.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they are absolutely everywhere now, and like I said, wouldn't trade it for the world. But ultimately, I will be showing them just how big of a mistake they've made.
Oh no.
I'm that DM. My world is Dark Souls-esque in the sense that my world does not.
It's fine. I honestly would not be all that upset if something happens to Pilot. They were my first D&D character. I definitely feel like I'm gonna be upset if something happens to Cassius, though.
Yeah, for sure. This is like full-blown nerd talk. Apologies. Some people aren't about that life. It's what I do in my downtime. I sorely miss it from this whole freaking move that I'm dealing with.
I love that shield now that I'm inside and I can actually see it. It is so freaking cute.
So yeah, that was my original Twitch logo, and it is still mine. Just a person made a like anime version of myself, so they put it over the top of it.
I love it. It's so cute. Like I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh, it's a little chicken. No, it's a taco. It's 100% a taco because you're Sergeant Taco.
Yeah, and then behind it you have the chevrons, which the sergeant symbol for the UK. The American one's pointed the other way. But hey, I'm from the UK, so it's good. From US, moved to UK. Got kidnapped by my wife. Because we met online, which is kind of crazy.
Some of the best relationships do, though.
Righty. I'm back in the chat.
Welcome back.
Oh, wow. The game volume is incredible.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane and boggling my mind.
It's funny, Taco, that you mentioned about the fact that it's funny meeting people online. About 2 weeks ago, I've known Gally for kind of over a year. This last August, maybe a little bit more, like a year and a half. I met him on Twitch. Like 2 weeks ago, I got to meet him in person, thanks to our mutual friend that we play D&D with. And surprised the heck out of him, because he had no idea I was coming.
Let me be clear.
You knew something was gonna happen.
I would have had an inkling if my friends did not lie to me the entire time, including Mirage.
There were no lies. We just omitted.
No. You straight up said if I plan on going anywhere, I need 3 years of headway.
Going out
I was
west.
expecting 3 years.
Going west to like California, yeah.
Well, you still went west. I don't know. You didn't specify that. I'm just saying.
2 minutes.
I was lied to.
Yep.
I was lied to.
Commander, if you're around,
I was about to
round up the ramblers.
Also, Tap Arts stream of mine. Do you want me to just move SgtTaco up?
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to
Rearrange.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of sort it within that, vertical space as best you want it.
Commander, a suggestion. Why don't you make Negatron's bigger and span his across the bottom, since we can only really see him in the multi-screen?
Okay. Sounds good to me.
What do you mean?
Making my screen bigger if you're making anybody's screen bigger, I guess mine.
Yeah, but yours.
Oh, that's right. Mine is mine.
Yeah.
That's how it's set up. I would control it.
So I will make Tap Art invisible right now.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Sergeant Taco. I'm going to fade out your source and go back to the multi-stream. That was Sergeant Taco, Noble Pat. He was doing
What the Sam hell is happening?
Yeah.